right, let's go.
Yo, what's good, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Sportsload podcast. I'm your host, John. That's my guy over there, Mr. GPS, Garrett Paul Smith. And we got Kay. And then soon, Van will be joining us after he's finished burying himself in Indian tacos.
Tacos.
Yeah,
Tacos apparently is his
Indian
weekly
tacos.
food.
Yes. So let's get it right into it. We have a lot to talk about. We got some NFL stuff to talk about. We got some MLB, NBA. And maybe we'll end it with some college and see who first time ever since not first time ever, first time since 2008, 4 number ones are playing each other.
Yes, sir.
That's
Houston, baby.
wild. Yeah, I got Florida. Either way, I don't want Duke to win. Although Duke is, I watched
Probably the favorite, right?
They dominated this whole. They're trying to, but I did say prior podcast that fucking they're just in a fucking weak. They picked the weak side. They're in the East bracket. The biggest competition was Alabama, and they just washed them. So they didn't really. It was the Duke Invitational. That's what I call that division. It was just.
I think they just got preferential treatment. I don't think they can pick their side of the bracket, right? Or...
Yeah, I don't know if they can pick it or not.
No, they can't pick it, but it was just
random.
They were gifted it.
Random. It was random, yeah.
Gifted it, let's say.
Yeah. Listen, you want Cooper Flag in the Final Four minimum.
Did you see that the LeBron podcast with McAfee saying McAfee. He's saying like him going to Cavaliers was like rigged in a way. He was like, yeah. He was like him going to the Cavs, Ewing going to New York. Yeah. It was always like they wanted.
It was always like that, you know.
The
Ewing one was pretty much blatantly by David Stearns.
Well, now it's just like they don't even fucking do the ball thing. They just like put the fucking envelope now, so it's just like, yeah, we don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, they do the ball stuff for show, but the envelope was already signed, sealed, and ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, let's do this NFL stuff and get that out the way first.
I gotta say, every time you guys make a podcast, like something happens without that week that changes up the whole fucking
thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Like whatever we say now is not gospel next week.
It'll change completely next week, so don't listen to us at all.
But it might be the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago where we were just bashing Seahawks. Yeah. And literally the next day they got Sam Darnold.
They rebuilt their whole team like we said they should, and then they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, they're tanking. They're tanking for Archie, right? It's like
we have to be.
Now and then we talk about Russell Wilson, how nobody cared, and then now Russell Wilson signed to the Giants, and now everybody doesn't care about Rodgers anymore. Nobody cares about. Hey, Rodgers.
People care about Rodgers, but he's having this
he's still in Peru
Juliet thing where he's like, I want the Vikings. The Vikings like, we don't want you, and he's like, I want the Vikings. Bro. It's like, dude,
please take me.
He's still in Peru doing ayahuasca.
Yeah, bro, he's like the worst side chick ever, man. He just doesn't get it. Like they don't want you, bro.
He's doing the worst thing. Oh, there he is. Are you home? Or are you fucking eating while you're driving? Oh, he's muted, right?
He's muted.
Oh, he's home. He's muted and he's talking.
Good, perfect.
He's wiping his nose with his shirt. Dude. All right.
I'm good now. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you
finally.
Now.
The show is started.
The show started. All right, guys. What do you think of the Russell? We didn't talk about it because it happened right after we did the podcast.
Of course.
Russell Wilson to the New York Giants.
I think the Giants are just throwing shit at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
It's a good strategy.
100%.
They're doing something to get the fans hyped.
Either that or
we're about to lose our jobs. Fuck it. You know
they're about to go. What is it, like 8-9 or whatever?
I mean,
have the most mid-season ever. Barely keep it on.
To be fair, there's a guarantee that this is the first ever quarterback that's going to start that's black for the Giants. So
for the Giants, yeah.
No, Tyrod Taylor started for you guys at least one game because the Jets injured him that one time.
And Geno Smith too.
I don't think Geno Smith was not a Giant.
He was.
He was.
He replaced Eli.
No, that's Tyra Taylor. No.
No.
No, they both
It's
did.
Geno
They both
Smith.
were on the
They
team.
both did. Yeah.
I remember that era of Geno Smith.
I think it was a stat where it was like week 1 or some shit where it's like never a black quarterback. I guess that's what it is.
No, that's true. That right
I
there.
think it was week 1
Geno,
or whatever.
when Geno started for the Giants, during the season. He didn't start week 1 for sure.
I didn't. But anyways, it's just throwing shit at the fucking wall and seeing if it sticks. I honestly don't. I wouldn't be surprised if they get a quarterback in the draft as well.
What?
Because
Yeah. After I had people telling me, "Oh, the Giants don't need a quarterback," and I'm like, "Who the fuck told you that?" They're definitely. What I think was stupid was them signing Jameis Winston. That didn't make any sense then. But whatever, you know what I mean? If Shador's available, Shador's gonna get picked by the New York Giants. It's pretty much they're solidifying, or in their heads, they're solidifying their future. They're banking on his
Jameis was a
kids.
locker room pick. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree, but you're not going into the season with 4 quarterbacks. That means Tommy DeVito's odd man out.
Or they pick a late round
mean,
quarterback.
maybe.
That could be a thing.
True. I mean,
Maybe
look, you guys know what I wanted. I'll go best player available, which is Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter. Either one I'm perfectly. Even Mason Graham, I'm fine with. Then in the second round, either trade up or take the best available quarterback in the second round. You still have the second pick in the second round. You
That's
can
a
do
smart. That's a smart thing to do, I believe.
that. Yeah, but they're not doing that. They're not going to do that.
My gut feeling is that there's going to be 5 quarterbacks in the first round. Possibly, technically 5 quarterbacks. In my mock draft, I have Cam Moore going number 1, and then I have Shedeur Sanders going to the Cowboys at number 12.
That's pretty
Don't
interesting.
see it. That's wild.
I don't see
We
that
can
either.
talk about the next topic, which is potentially Dak Prescott might be getting traded to the Cowboys. I mean, to the Browns, which is an insane take because that means you have
Does
2
Dak want to
quarterbacks
die? Does he
that are
want to?
injured.
Does he want his career to end or something?
That is 2 quarterbacks that are injury prone. That is like
And making a
60
shit ton
and
of money.
100. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Dak
I
just got that money. He just got that money.
The Cowboys would not need to take
To
this
eat
Sean
that,
Watson's
yeah.
contract. Yeah.
Or eat the majority of the contract of that.
I mean, they could find a third candidate, I
It's-
guess, if that makes sense.
It's hard. It's very rare to have a 3-team trade, though, right? That's when I can't even think of when that ever happened in the NFL.
Didn't the Bears and
It
Panthers have
it might
that?
ha-
And who else was
It
in
wasn't-
that?
Yeah.
for
And
that
the
to happen,
Niners, was
it's
it?
Definitely, they have to find a 13 for sure.
Yeah.
For that to go through, 100%.
I mean, the Panthers probably would take it, right? They're, for
I don't know, they
capital, whatever, draft capital. But
Yeah, you have to throw them draft capital for sure.
with my mock draft, I didn't really think logically. I thought, what would this front office do?
Mm-hmm.
And the Cowboys is that in the sense of like they're gonna make something splashy, even if they don't need a quarterback.
Right. No, I
And-
agree with you. If Shador's there, they will take Shador. 100%. My only thing I
So-
disagree with you, I don't think Shador will be there. But
Well,
if he's
okay.
there, then he's gonna go.
To be fair, this is
Mhm.
like for our all of our mock drafts. I think this is a stay put scenario because I don't think, I don't think he's gonna slip past the top 10. Right? People are gonna panic, move up, and trade 4 first-round picks for him because they think he's like the all-my elite. But if this is a we can't trade down or up draft, I think Shedeur could slip past because I think the top 5 is locked. Top 6 is locked. The Raiders
It's
is a
just
tricky
which-
one
Mhm.
because I think they have a potential to get another quarterback, not Shedeur, and not obviously Cam Moore, but a guy named Jalen Milroe
At 6?
at 6.
No.
I know,
if they
that
do
sounds
that,
wild.
Why?
don't do it.
Here's
that's your
why.
That's your 5th quarterback then, right?
At the Raiders? No. Yeah,
No,
that is
no,
my
I'm saying
5th
that-
quarterback.
that's
That
the
is
fifth
my 5th quarterback.
'Cause
Here's
I think
why.
5 also, but I have a different 5. Well, go ahead.
Here's why. They are not gonna play him as quarterback until maybe year 2 or 3. They're gonna have Geno
he's
Smith
like
as
a
a starter.
wildcat,
He's
package
gonna
system
play a Justin Fields
scenario.
like Taysom Hill scenario where he's gonna
Like
like
a running
either stop
back
the
or
ball
something.
immediately, run, be the running back, or be the tight end scenario in that pick.
But would you give up a high draft pick for that?
They don't have to. They're gonna
Again, logically, no. But as a team, probably. I mean, if they think he's the best player in the draft, why not? I mean, they picked Brock Bowers over a lot of people, and obviously Brock Bowers was a great pick. But this is a new GM, this is a new ownership, this is a new head coach, right? Pete Carroll is a gritty guy. He's not a skill guy. He's not gonna go out there and get.
And to your point, K, I would agree that he can make a quarterback. He's a good quarterback coach.
Oh yeah.
Like he could make Jalen Mineral a somebody. Yeah. I just think that's just too high.
I mean, it happens, man.
But they could trade back and get him. They could trade back and get him.
But here's the thing: like, if you trade back, if you trade way back, and what if someone like the Rams or possibly, I don't know,
trade with the Steelers? I mean, trade with the Steelers.
The Steelers worked them out. The Steelers could definitely get Jalen Milroe. I mean, it is a possibility.
Trade with the Steelers. That would be the perfect trade partner. Then you both get what you want. I feel like they could get Shadir Sanders, and then they can get.
Yeah, I'm not trading for that.
They get Dart at number 6. They get Dart at number 6.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, as much as I disagree with the whole situation, I think if anybody's going to trade down, it's probably going to be for Jackson Dart, not for Jalen Milroe. I think Pittsburgh is the only team I see trading into the top 10, and they're going to go after Dart.
Here's the thing, though. I don't see like if you're the 6th pick, you're not trading 20 picks down.
No.
Right. So like if you're the 6th pick, you can trade down like to the Bears, maybe like a couple of picks down. Like
I could even see maybe
6, but like
not maybe 15, maybe if you're not happy with whatever.
Yeah, but that's a lot. Like you need a lot to move up. You need a lot to move up because you're gonna trade up the 15th pick, maybe a 2nd rounder, maybe a future 3rd. Like, do you really want to trade up? Like that's a lot.
That's a lot. So, and then this is a really good, minus the quarterbacks, this is a really good draft outside of the quarterback.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
so
you could really get a need immediately. A guy could really fix your franchise immediately.
So, I mean, there's a lot of tight ends, Pauls, that are great. Like, there's phenomenal tight ends, Pauls.
You got 3 legit ones for sure.
I mean, there's like 5 legit ones that can go in the top 2 rounds. But going back to the Jalen Milroe pick, I know it's an insane take, but we got Michael Pennis. Like he went in top 9. Like he was the 9th pick, even with Kirk Cousins getting picked. That's why I have Shadir Sanders going to the Cowboys. That's why I have possibly Michael Milroe in the 1st round. And the Shadir Sanders reasoning, I can see it already. Jerry Jones will be like, Dak Prescott is always injured. This is why we need a backup. We need a backup, and we got the best available player. And everyone's gonna be like, bro, this guy has an interesting take. But then I also think that this might pivot Sanders, the dad, Deion Sanders, to be the next Cowboys head coach.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, but Deion just signed a new deal with Colorado, right? It
doesn't matter.
He's opt out of it. Just like Bill Belichick, he's gonna opt out of that UNC deal for sure.
If the position is right, if the head coaching position is right, he's jumping ship. I mean, a lot of college head coaches did that. They signed a deal, and then it's like, oh, an offensive coordinator job just shot up.
Yeah, Saban did it. He did it twice. Saban did it twice. He did it to the NFL. He did it to college to go to the NFL, and to the NFL to go back to college.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like a.
Look, if Shador's there, if he's there, 100% the Cowboys are picking him. If he's there, my thing is I don't think he'll be there. But if he is, I don't know. But as far as the 5th quarterback, so we know you're going with Jalen Milroe as your 5th quarterback. Gary, if we know who the top 3 quarterbacks is, it don't have to be in the 1st round. We know it's pretty much Cam Ward, Shadir Sanders, and Jackson Dart. Who will be the next quarterback after Jackson Dart? You think?
That was my 4th quarterback, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 4th. Yeah. Wait, so you said 5 in the 1st round?
Yeah, I think Will Howard might be another one.
Will Howard be in? Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you think will be your 4th quarterback then, Gary? After Jackson Dart, who's the next quarterback off the list?
Possibly Shao or maybe McCord. I think they're.
Ooh.
Or Dylan Gabriel, honestly. I think
Dylan Gabriel could also be. I think any of them could be, really, except for the bottom few, but...
I've seen the 49ers at Dylan Gabriel's like private workout camp. So I don't really see them getting Dylan Gabriel at the 11th pick, but they could, possibly get him in the third or early second.
Man, who do you think is coming after Dart?
Forgetting about my boy Quinn Ewers.
After Jackson Dart?
Yeah. I was thinking Quinn.
Yeah.
I'll say Slough, then Ewers.
Yeah, I think Slough will be next after Jackson Dart, and I think I if everything stands pat with no trades, I think he might go to the Steelers. Then after Shaw, I think it's a pick 'em. It's like it could be Will Howard, it could be Jalen Monroe, it could be Ewers. I think McCourt's honestly. I think as much as I like him, he's definitely like a third day. He's a Saturday, Sunday pick.
I think he's still gonna be. I think a lot of these quarterbacks are gonna be good, not great, not fantastic, not super strong.
Serviceable.
But yeah, I mean, it depends on the team. Obviously, if like the Vikings pick up one of these guys, it might be scary hours. If the Rams do it as well, it might be fucking scary hours. But in general, I think, like, again, if 3 quarterbacks just fall 3 in a row, like if the draft goes Cam Ward, Shedeur, and then Dart at number 3, for sure someone's gonna move up and try to get a quarterback because they're panicking.
Yeah, then it's gonna be like a panic on quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a panic. Somebody's gonna panic. I think the Steelers is that panic team.
You can even get 6 quarterbacks, I think, if that happens. If they start just picking all quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, last year it was 5, so I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
And even in the Kenny Pickett trade, he was the only quarterback, so that's 1. But like in the second round, they were flying off the fucking board. So it really depends on what people love, and no one's really showing their cards yet. So
and I agree. Like if the guy you want is there, you take the guy that's number 1 on your board. No matter what it is, like even if you think Travis Hunter is the best overall, you're gonna go with who you're in love with. And just because we love, that certain player, that team will be like, nah, we're gonna go with this guy, and then we'll get to judge him right afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's kind of why I kind of did the Shedeur at the Cowboys, because
my mock draft is coincides with yours somewhat. The only trade thing I had was like I had the Steelers trading with the 49ers for Jackson Dart, and that's about it. That's all I had as far as trades. I did have the Giants trading up, trading like a second round pick to move into the draft and getting a quarterback. I just didn't know who the quarterback would be, so I was like I'm not doing it.
I mean, to be fair, the 49ers and the Ravens are the team that has most of the draft capitals this year. So if the 49ers are getting more draft capital, that's great, because they need it. They
need to rebuild.
That's something like they're the only team that you could make a trade with for draft capital. That's the perfect team to make a trade with.
But like, is Jackson Dart a top 20 player?
No, he's not even. No, he's a second round guy.
Third round even.
Third round guy.
Third round, fourth round even.
I have him second round. Third. I think he's a legit third best quarterback.
Late second, maybe you can argue. Yeah, but like he's from Mississippi. When was a quarterback coming out of Mississippi other than like Eli Manning, right? Right. Eli
you're right.
Was the last guy. Yeah. So it's just such a question mark. I mean, you can have the glimpses of Josh Allen because he's in a different fucking stratosphere. Or
Malik Willis came from Ole Miss too. Didn't he come from Ole Miss?
Yeah. He went to Liberty, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, Liberty. This is the helmets match. The helmets are similar.
Yeah. So I mean, the last good quarterback coming out of that team was Eli. But like, when you go after like these like smaller colleges, it's like you can potentially get a fucking Josh Allen guy, or you can potentially get a Zach Wilson. So it's like
true, and
or Carson Wentz.
NFL. He doesn't play. He doesn't play an NFL format. They play mostly go routes.
I heard he's an NFL like ready offense, but like they're playing against like D3 players. So
no, they're not. They're in the SEC. They're in the SEC. It's a SEC school.
Like,
They're playing against Alabama
Florida.
and Texas and all those teams
did
that
they
are.
win?
They
they have
did
They had a
beat,
winning record.
no, but did they beat Alabama though? Like a team like them, like did they beat Alabama? Did they beat well, anybody could beat Florida this year, but
They were ranked, so like they had to have a good, like some good wins.
I mean,
Dart was pretty good. He had 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. So he was.
look, I think
USC.
he's a legit third quarterback. I honestly think I have him.
He beat
probably higher than
Georgia.
everybody else here. Oh,
Georgia, that's
Yeah, he
Wow.
beat Georgia. He beat Arkansas. He beat Oklahoma. Those are all good teams.
I mean, I think he is the legit number 3 guy, but I
Yeah.
also think, like, listen, like,
he's definitely not a first rounder though.
I feel like a lot of people had Bill Nix over Michael Penix a lot, like last year. So when
People have
when the
Penix
draft
in the second round.
yeah, so when the draft
Mhm.
happened and when the Falcons went and picked up Michael Penix, it's just like a question mark, but like
Yeah,
that's what they did, right? So it's
Yeah.
like,
they
in my
got what
opinion,
they- yeah.
and I mean they nailed the pick because Kirk Cousins wasn't Kirk Cousins. So I mean,
Nah, he doesn't have an arm anymore for some reason.
he tore his Achilles, so like you can't really do
Yeah,
much.
he
with
can't
it.
push off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he tore his Achilles
39,
and didn't get
I
to
think.
see. Yeah,
So,
he's tough. It's a rough road ahead for that guy. But
apparently
I
the
think
Steelers might go after him instead if Aaron
Listen,
Rodgers
if
is still doing his Love
the
Island
Browns
thing.
should go after him, and the Steelers should go after him. The Steelers really just need a quarterback that just knows how to list like just a what's it called? A system quarterback. That's all they need is a system quarterback.
game manager kind
A
of.
game manager.
They need a Mark
Kirk Cousins can't do
Sanchez.
that. Gross.
Yeah, well, he is a game manager,
I mean,
big time.
Yeah, he
Isn't
was a
Russell
game
Wilson a
manager.
game manager? Wasn't he wasn't?
No, in his prime,
Yeah.
Wilson wasn't really. He was.
I mean,
He could move
when
in the
he won
pocket.
Super Bowl, it was literally
The
because
thing
of
is,
Wilson
when
Woods, no?
Russell Wilson was at his best when the pocket broke. He's a good like
He can make plays on his feet.
on his feet, yeah. But he didn't do so well towards the end of the Steelers run. I think he's gonna do fine in the Giants. I don't know. Again, there's no harm, no foul. He'll be out of here next year anyway.
Hmm.
So it's more like
He's a
again,
bridge.
throwing shit on the wall. Yeah, he's
I have
literally
a hot take.
Yeah,
I think Giants might be a playoff team this year.
anything is possible in the NFL.
Like I
It's
said,
that-
9-8,
that
8-9. That's where the Giants are. I see their future already.
Listen, I'm just
Were
hoping
those
for-
tacos fucking laced with
It's not
weed?
You hallucinating, Van?
You see that defense?
What about that defense? You see
The
that
secondary isn't
Yeah,
that
the
great.
offense- The problem is the offense. Defense is not really the problem.
Tyron Tracy's a decent running back.
If he could hold on
behind
to
what
the
O
ball,
line? Behind what O line?
I'll say this. I think anything over 4 wins is a positive outcome for the Giants. Anything over 4 wins.
Crazy.
Yeah, I have
That's
a
even
low-
being
I have a low
optimistic
ball
right
to
there.
them.
He's being optimistic.
Yeah, and I'm being optimistic. If we get 5 wins, it's a success.
Look what Russell Wilson did last year with a team with good defense.
They
No,
were
look,
winning without him. They were 4-0 without him. Justin Fields
Yeah,
was
but
cooking with that team.
Fields was doing great too. So
That's what I'm
4-2,
saying.
yeah.
What is that? Are you comparing apples to oranges right now? The Steelers'
I'm
defense is
saying, like-
elite compared to the Giants, without a question. TJ Watt can carry that fucking defense compared to the Giants.
What I will say
Yes,
though, when it comes
but-
to the Giants' offense, it is better now. They got the line patched up. It's not the best line in the world. They got it patched. They need a quarterback and they need a receiver. And I would actually go in there maybe late in the draft, going to get a running back. Because I like Tracy, but that guy, he's a fumbler. He's a legit fumbler. He gives me Tiki Barber vibes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tika Barker, bro, is a good guy, but like,
I think he became decent until Tom Coughlin came and showed him how to keep it high and tight. That guy was a fumbler.
right. I mean, there's a lot of good running backs in this
Yeah,
draft as
you get
well.
a good running back in our third day. I think the
You have
Giants
to
are
go
gonna look.
for
I
State.
don't see the same optimism as Ben. I will say 5 wins. Good year for me.
Yeah.
It's a good year for
It's
me.
Archie for ya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
there's
don't
what?
see this team winning 8-9 games.
No.
Listen, it's none of that division, man. That the only it's a fight for the bottom between the Cowboys and the Giants. That's it. In the NFC.
Did you think the Commanders were gonna make it last year?
No, it doesn't matter. I thought the Cowboys were gonna make it last year, so it doesn't really matter who. The 1-2 is locked in, and then you have the Vikings.
I don't know.
You have probably the Lions, most likely the Bears. The Bears are more likely.
I think the Bears are gonna.
Definitely.
I think the Bears are gonna.
You have, NFC wise, Falcons possibly, the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I think the Bucks will be there for sure.
I mean, this is at number 9. Like
the Saints and the Panthers.
The Rams. You have the Rams. You have. Maybe like Giants.
I have a hot take. I have a hot take. I think Philly's gonna regress.
That's not
I think the Eagles